Alrighty everyone, welcome back. It is now May 16th of 2023, and given that The Mandalorian Season 3 is now a thing of the past and pretty much up behind us overall, a lot of fans are now looking forward to the Ahsoka Tano series, which, by the way, is going to be a show that will, of course, reunite the fandom, as Dave Filoni likes to say, because this was all written by himself. He had Timothy Zahn on there as an advisor, a big guy that loves Star Wars Legends, by the way, and really kind of making sure that this series is going to be something that is going to pay a lot of tribute to the past Legends stories, such as the Thrawn trilogy and other aspects related to it as well. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future Star Wars updates. I'm also on Twitter at Mike01. I thank you all so very much for the great and kind support, and without wasting any time, let's get right into this subject. Now, we know that there's a lot of things going on with the new Jedi Order movie. A lot of fans like to call this the Rey movie, or simply just the new Star Wars film, right? The 2025 movie, so to speak. Now, there's a lot of things going on with Daisy Ridley. She's addressed the backlash involving Rey Skywalker a couple of times, and most recently, she was able to address this once more about everything related to the new Jedi Order film and how Rey Skywalker, quote-unquote, is getting a lot of flack or getting a lot of backlash among the fandom, and how she's very uncomfortable with that. She had a couple of things to say about that, and also teased a couple of things about this upcoming Star Wars movie by Stephen Knight, which, by the way, is going to take place 15 whole years after the events of Episode 9. Now, on top of all of this, what's really interesting is that right now Disney and Lucasfilm are preparing to develop numerous shows for the fans as well as movies. However, recently actress Daisy Ridley responded to the Rey Skywalker backlash yet again when she got on the subject of the new Jedi Order film by Stephen Knight. Ridley went on to state the following to the entire fan base. "I just think the fans are getting way too ahead of themselves, and it needs to stop. They haven't even seen footage just yet, and we have noticed that so many fans already don't want to see this film because of me, and that is just so heartbreaking, honestly. I'm sorry if fans think that way, but what Steven is doing with this film, it's going to completely change my character, and I think fans will love the concept going in. The community just needs to stop judging my character so easily. I can assure everyone that the Rey character we will be exploring in this film will be vastly different than what you got in the sequels, and I think that's all the more reason to be excited going in with what Steven is going to present in the next couple of years." Now, before I get to the next piece that Daisy talks about, is that this is all alluding to the fact that, by the way, yes, Steven is going to be reinventing the character, not quite near as much as what John and Dave plan to do, by the way, in their post-Episode 9 series, but there will be some reinventing of the character in the new Jedi Order film. How extreme is it going to be? We're not quite sure just yet, but it is said to be a character that's going to be different than what we got in Episode 9. Now, of course, like any character, they change over the years, and I think that's what Daisy is kind of alluding to here. The thing about this, though, is that I do feel bad for Daisy, quite a bit, because it's not necessarily the character itself that was bad. The concept was nice. The concept of the character was, well established, but it was the writing that a lot of fans did not agree with. JJ and Ryan did not handle the character all that well, especially Kathleen Kennedy. It was a very scattered mess for the sequels, and a lot of fans just ended up liking a character like Kylo Ren over Rey, in a sense, because Adam Driver, to me, guys, I don't know about you, but he really knocked it out of the park in the sequels. I mean, sure, there are moments in there where you can roll your eyes, but I think I can really say that Adam is probably the best thing that came out of the sequels, as far as originality and dialogue and stuff around those lines. But anyways, moving on to the next thing here about what Daisy has to say. Alright, she talks more about the new Jedi Order film. They're still on, by the way, for that 2025 release window. If this writer's strike continues, for however long it will continue, it could very well delay that release date. It really all depends, so we'll have to wait and see. But anyway, she goes on to elaborate. "I absolutely find it disturbing, though, that so many fans are already calling to boycott this film, or are calling for my removal, and I just think they need to enjoy their own lives and realize that it's just a movie that myself and Steven agreed on, that we had to make Rey into a more likable character. We had to add more value to her since she is going to be carrying such a great importance to this role. I can confirm that I am not the main character in this movie, and that's another thing that everyone should know, is that I am more around the lines of a supporting character. The script so far is going to respect pieces of all past trilogies, and I am pretty sure that they will respect it going into all of this. We have some big surprises too of who will pop in this movie that will create healthy buzz for this film, I think. But yeah, fans need to just chill out already, like, really, haha, she says. So, the thing about this too that I think a lot of fans need to come to realize is that Daisy Ridley was really put in a very tough position. There's no doubt about this. I mean, when you look at the sequels, given that a lot of fans growed to dislike her character for several reasons in The Force Awakens, because she got all these Force abilities so fast, she was able to best the villain pretty much with ease from what it seemed like in The Force Awakens, and then in The Last Jedi, you know, they really tried to kind of explore her backstory a little bit, but it wasn't something that really added too much value. But anyways, the thing about Daisy Ridley here is that she's making it clear that this is bothersome to her, and it is bothersome to Steven Knight, the writer. You know, she's making it very apparent that they are working on the character, making her more likable, adding more value to the character, but the biggest thing is that going to be enough to the fandom that already dislikes this character? Look, I'll say this, and I'll be very real, I'm open to change. I'm open to a character actually getting a better treatment, especially if it's a character that wasn't maybe well that established in a past movie. If they can really nail it and knock it out of the park with this one, I'm all for it. You know, look, I really can't judge this movie until we actually get to see footage, but so far what has been going on with the new Jedi Order film has been a very, you know, up and down process. The writer's strike kind of just cut Steven Knight off from finishing the script at the last couple of weeks, so they're going to have to wait it out until they fix that overall ending of the film and rearrange some moments in the script. So the thing about this too that fans need to come to realize as well is that Daisy Ridley also teased about 2 weeks ago that this movie is going to be something completely different as far as theming goes than the sequels. It's going to have a different feel and tone. It's not going to feel like the sequels at all. And that works in conjunction with how the Rey character is going to get a different treatment. So look, I don't know about you guys. I would love to hear what you have to say. Do you think it's really going to change your mind if it changes the character on a core level? If she gets a big, you know, different treatment to the point where the character is, like she says, vastly different. And I'm really curious to see what the fan base has to say about that. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys next time.
Gun in hand, we are alone again. From night to moon, we hear their moans again.